are you, Coach?
Good, thank you.
How is spring ball progressing with about a week and a half left?
It's been good. I think that our guys are buying in, and I think that it's always feel like offensive football is a process, and you want to continue to get better all the time. I thought we had great focus today. We've continued to build the package on offense. We added new things again today. So, and I really liked the way that they grabbed that in their meeting room and then took it out to the field today. So, I like the way we're going right now.
How's your spring game squad starting to shape up?
Well, we only have, on my team, we only have our offensive free agent. Hey, Rich, tell him who the first free agent was.
Right here.
Right there. There he is. So we don't have our defensive free agent yet, but so we're working on that. We're recruiting, I guess, right now. We're trying to recruit our free agent.
The other guy, Ian Thomas, was talked about a lot. How has he progressed this spring?
Well, I don't know if I should talk about him because he went to the other team. So I don't know if I told Ian, I said, Ian, you're trading here on me now. And but I told him, I said, Ian, it's a great compliment to you of what everybody on our team thinks of you. Our coaches, the other coaches selected him as their free agent. So Ian does nothing but come out every day and work hard, and he's done a great job again picking up our offense and picking up little technique things here and there that we've added. So I was happy for him to be selected the other free agent.
Coach Sheridan was talking about PET that you guys have on offense. Can you just tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, that was something that Coach Allen and I talked about before I even took the job, about what he wanted out of our offense. And the P stands for protect the ball. And, sometimes people think that's just the person that has the ball, whether it's the quarterback throwing it, a receiver, running back, whoever. But really, it's also the offensive line, not allowing their guy to make a tackle or strip the ball or whatever. Blocking their guy. So protect the ball. And then the E stands for explosives. We want to be an explosive offense. And that's something we've been working on from day one. And then the last part of it is tempo. And we want to be able to go fast, but also we want to be able to change the tempo up as well. So we've been working on that.
Have you seen some of the young guys on the offensive line come along, like Coy and Simon?
Coy, I think's done a nice job of continuing to work to get better. He's still got some things he's got to work with his feet, with his footwork and things like that. Simon, I think, is really I really like Simon a lot. I think he's very athletic, tough, things like that. I think Wes has done a nice job of getting better. So, I think that group has continued to get better. And we've just got to, our second group is the group that's got to continue to, work to get better. And sometimes they think they're a second. They're not. They're one snap away from being a first. So we're just trying to bring those guys along.
After losing a presence like Dan Feeney, who's kind of stepped up as a leader on the offensive line?
That's a good question. I would have to say probably Simon and Wes are the two guys. I think Brandon Knight's done a little bit of that too, but I would say our two guards right now probably been the two guys that have led the most up front like that.
What does your offensive line have to do the rest of spring to get where you need them to be?
Well, I think just like with anybody, but just continuing to work on their technique and continue to. You're never there. I don't care going in the first game or the last game. We're never there. You got to continue to work to get better on little things, and so it's just continuing to improve their technique stuff. But I like that group, and they've done a nice job of learning the offense and learning all the new plays with new terminology.
From a receiver point of view, it looks like Isaac Jones has been coming on strong. How is his spring going after kind of being buried on the depth chart?
I think that early, I didn't notice him as much, or we didn't notice him as much, but just like you just said, as of late, he's really stepped it up. He's really doing some good things for us. So, and Simi's done a nice job of doing the same thing. Everybody knows about him, but yet he's getting better as well. So, I think the biggest thing our receivers that we've been stressing is to basically win the competitive ball. When that ball is, if the ball is right here and the defender's right there, who's going to make that catch, and making that catch, not getting stripped, things like that. Those are the little things that we've been working on with those guys.
In terms of having Simi and Nick Westbrook back together now, since Simi was obviously out last year, but what's it going to be like to have those two, on the field at the same time?
Well, it'll be great because of what they can do, their talents and all that. So it'll be great to be able to use them in the season and get rolling and do a lot. We can do a lot of different things with them. So I like the way that what they bring to the offense.
Does Cindy remind you of anybody you've had in the past?
You know, I try to compare players a little bit, but I don't know that I really could think about somebody right now that he's like whatever. You know, and I think what Simi's doing right now is I don't, and we said this, and I've said this, you know, to you guys before, whatever, but I don't think we weren't in our conditioning wasn't season conditioning, and it never can be going into the spring. I mean, the strength guys do a great job of getting them stronger and all those things, but yet you're never in playing shape when you start spring practice. And what I've seen out of Simi as of late is really getting himself like that, you know, in great condition, so he's able to go longer, you know, and play more plays that way. And so that's one thing I've seen him continue to work on too.
With him, do you have to emphasize just using his size to his advantage, or do you notice that's something he's kind of been cognizant of, just using it?
I think Coach Hurd's done a nice job of emphasizing that to him, and you know, and doing certain drills with him to use his body to make catches like that, and to work against corners that are pressed and things like that with releases and etc. So I think that you know, he's gotten better that way.
As far as running backs go, without Camion being at spring practice, who's stepped up and showed you something?
Well, they all have something that they bring to the table. They all do. They all have something. And so it's like we've talked about them, and that's a group, to be honest with you, that we're just continuing to evaluate, you know, and to continue to see what they can do more of. And so, you know, I like, right now I like all of them. They all bring something different, a little bit different. But once we get into training camp and stuff, we're going to have to define their roles a little bit more, and we really haven't defined their roles right now. Like, we're running all the plays with all the guys, and that's where you evaluate to see what they can do. So as we get into training camp, you know, before the season starts and stuff, that's where we'll start really defining their roles more so.
The other day I was talking to Chase Dutra. He said the offense is going unrealistically fast. Like he said, was that kind of tempo. I mean, just how do you kind of stress getting the line? How do you kind of simulate that speed that these guys aren't used to yet, but you want to kind of get them adjusted to?
Yeah, well, that I think a lot of that is coaching. I think that all of our coaches have done a great job of pushing their position group to do that. You'll hear Coach Hiller pushing the line. You know, you'll hear Coach Sheridan telling the quarterback to push the more or less the system of the different tempos and stuff. And so it's just been a process. And, you know, again, we're a lot farther along right now than we were day one. So, you know, and I think what I really enjoy is our players really like that. I mean, they like that going fast and then slowing down and going fast again and slowing down. So it kind of keeps the defense off balance a little bit.
How fast can you go when you're really in the up-tempo mode?
As fast as we can. So,
I mean, is it 12 seconds? Is it
what's that?
12 seconds, 15 seconds?
Well,
what's realistic?
Well, within probably trying to get within 10 as fast as we can, you know. And then there's other times we slow down and we're not snapping the ball that fast too. We're acting like we're doing it, we're not. So, you know, it's all part of the process of the tempo.
Regarding the offense as a whole, just what goals do you have for that unit as spring ball comes to a close?
Well, I think it starts with what we just talked about with the PET, but it's protecting the football. I mean, this group last year, they moved the ball against everybody, but they didn't protect the ball, and so they didn't score as many points. And that obviously is a direct correlation. And so what we're talking about is protecting the football. And we went out there today, we had no balls on the ground. I mean, we had no interceptions, we had no fumbles, no nothing. I mean, that's the way you have to play. And so that's the biggest thing, you know, more than anything, is protecting the football for our team, for our defense, for our offense, everybody. So, and so today I was, you know, pleased to see that.
Luke Timian can kind of move around a little bit. It seems like he can be outside, inside. Just how do you picture Timian fitting into this receiver?
Well, that's something that we're going to have to wait and see when we get into training camp exactly, you know, where we will lock him in. But right now we're moving him all over. So right now it's, you know, we're just, again, evaluating him to see what he can do and where he best fits. We think we know, but we're going to wait and see.
How do you see Simi and Nick Westbrook working together on the field?
Do I see them
How do you see them working together on the field?
as far as
Like packages or whatever, what you guys see in terms of getting them on the field together or
Well,
bringing them around the field?
Yeah, we'll definitely want them on the field together. So, I mean, you know, the way we'll look at this is that, you know, training camp is only a part of the evaluation. Then you go into training camp, that's another part of it. So you have to evaluate what you see as with all that. So, again, you know, those are two great players. We've got to get them on the field together. So, you know, we'll continue to build our packages like that.
You guys led the SEC in fourth quarter points, and we're one of the top teams in the nation. Is that something you instill mentally, or you practice upon to continue the success from first quarter all the way to the end?
Yeah, I think it's a great question. It's something that I talked about the process. That's part of the process. It's finishing. And, last year there, we didn't start fast. I mean, we got behind in some games and things like that. We did, and that was the whole team. But the offense really in the second half was a different group. And I think it's just a mentality of confidence. It's a mentality of finishing. And that's something that you push in coaching every day. So we're working on that. We're not there yet, but, that's the mindset you want to have.
All right.
Who's,